All right. All right. How are you all today?
Good.
Good. You look happy.
Everybody looks
That's a
happy.
good thing.
Tell us what's been going on then.
Just a lot of change.
Okay.
Some of it's been uncomfortable, and it's taken some time to get used to. But I think once I got past the uncomfortable stage, it was like, okay, maybe it really is other ways to do things, and my way isn't necessarily the right way.
Okay.
And I think just me making those little changes as far as like being controlling and stuff like that, and I really just being one-sided. I feel like she's responding different because she's more affectionate. The things that I kind of wanted her to do, she's like just naturally doing them without me having to ask, and it's like, okay, that's nice. Maybe I was like a little difficult to deal with. So I mean, it's been a good change for me.
Okay, good.
Say that warms my heart to hear that, because I really have been trying to please you and just to make us work. Like, I'm really serious and committed for this. And so for me, I have pretty much just trying to be the ideal wife for her. So not really checking my emails, and I feel as though she hasn't even really been looking through my phone or anything. So I feel as though she has. Oh, you have?
I haven't.
I feel as though she actually trusts me, and so that makes me feel good. And we actually hang out a lot more. Like, we go out to the movies, we go out to eat. I even had her go zip lining, so it was her first time. It was amazing.
That was the uncomfortable stuff I was talking about that I would have said no to before, but I was like, she suggested it, let me try it, and it wasn't that bad. So
Okay. So what I heard you say, Janice, was that her commitment to some of the changes that have been made and your commitment to some of the changes, has that been a challenge for you to know that she's not checking your email as much? Has it been a challenge for you to not check her email, or is it just more of a trust thing now?
I feel as though it's been trust.
Okay.
Because I've been giving her reasons to trust me.
Okay, good.
yeah, I think what she said, she's giving me the reason, and even in the moments where I did feel like, okay, maybe she's doing something, it's like, okay, but checking her email is not, I'm just being honest. I mean, the thoughts are still there, but I think just kind of monitoring how I react to my thoughts.
Okay.
So still being honest, but just not, putting
But
it all
you're being
out there.
honest, but at the same time, you've learned how to deal with your emotions without being,
Right.
going behind her back. Seems like now when you feel like you may not trust her, you all are able to talk about it now?
Yeah.
Okay, good, good.
So it's very relieving to hear all of this, considering this is our last session with you two. And it's great to hear the progress that you all made. And what I'm hearing a lot of is just going back to some of the stuff that we've done over the past few weeks, is using that ABC model that we talked about. So attacking those irrational thoughts, those activating events, and changing your beliefs to get now, these different emotional consequences, so to speak. So that sounds really good. How do you all think, like, from some of the things that you've learned thus far, how well do you think you're applying those in your home?
I would say above average, because like I said, there's still those moments where the thoughts will come, and I think it still takes a lot of effort. So I say right now it's kind of, I'm doing it, but it takes a little more effort. And I'm hoping to get to a place to where it's more effortless, to where I'm not really thinking about it. So I would say it's okay.
I think we're doing well. We have been utilizing the communication board that you guys assigned us a long time ago. And I feel as though whenever I feel as though she may not be hearing me, if I write down my thoughts on the board, and then she can look at it when she walks by and I'm not there to like interrupt, that she'll get it, and she has been getting it. So I feel as though that's been working as well.
Wonderful. And you can see a change in the two of you all, because in prior sessions, Alex, you just were very defensive,
just like
very
just
defensive,
ready,
and
yeah,
then
so.
you both look very relaxed. You come in, it's good to hear that you're talking about yourselves and what you received from treatment, how, you know, this has affected you personally to then affect your partner, and not necessarily, well, you were doing this, you were doing that. So a change in your language sounds really, really good. So I commend you both on that.
And what are some things do you think you guys could do? You talked about the communication board and writing things down, and so she could, you know, see them. Do you think you'll be able to maintain that to, you know, keep the relationship moving in the direction that you want it to move in? As far as like writing down your thoughts and feelings, and do you think that you'll be able to maintain that?
I definitely think so. I mean, I know we both talked about how much we enjoyed it. I think it just serves as like little reminders, kind of makes you sit back and not laugh at the situation, but like say, let's go to our, you know, our sticky board, you know, we're not getting along. And I mean, even though it's that sarcasm, it still kind of makes light of the situation, and just kind of helps us to understand it's not that serious. Like we have other ways to solve, you know, our problems. So I think
That's
we
something to
can do that.
celebrate, because what you did consider very serious at one point, you're at a point now where you can say it's not that serious. So I think that's something to celebrate.
So what are some things that you think could come up, let's say 1 to 2 things that you think could come up in your relationship, some predictable moments in life that will probably challenge your relationship, and how do you think you could go about correcting that or handling the situation, if anything that you can think of?
Can I tell them what we've been talking about?
Okay.
Okay. So recently we've had a conversation to start a family.
Okay.
So we're kind of in the process to decide, you know, are we gonna adopt? Are we gonna get a surrogate? You know, how that's really gonna work. So, you know, with us, it's a lot more planning that goes into it. So I mean, it's exciting, but it's scary. So I think those will bring about like new emotions. And then also after that happens, the work, because we both work. So I think that'll be another challenge after we have the family, to kind of just stay balanced, and you know, we get tired. It's new for us. I think that'll be a big challenge.
Okay.
Right. And I feel like in order to truly make it, we have to continue to keep the lines of communication open, and not just use the communication board for just, oh, well, let me tell you this, but to kind of flirt a little too, to make sure we can keep it fresh and spicy.
Now, what about any unpredictable things? Like, is there anything that you haven't really ever thought of that could possibly happen in your relationship that could challenge your relationship?
Maybe losing a job or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
And what about the flip? Anybody, because I know work was a big thing in the beginning. What if you get another promotion, which requires more time or something like that? Have you ever thought about anything like that?
Oh wow, that would be hard.
Yeah, it would.
Because we're trying to start a family, so that would definitely be something that we'd have to talk about to see like where her thoughts are at, because I want us to be equal with taking care of the child, or with the children, hopefully plural children.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is if you were offered a promotion, you would first talk to Alex before
Yes, I feel
deciding.
like I have to, like I need to.
Awesome.
And I think the children would it would kind of make me be more open-minded with, okay, we have more mouths to feed. I'm okay with the extra hours and finances, versus before it was just like me.
Yeah.
You know, but I think that would kind of be an added bonus if you did
Your
work.
body language has changed. You guys are sitting closer to each other. You're looking at each other when you talk. You're smiling at each other. So that's great.
It's been a good few months.
And
I definitely agree.
those are awesome actualizations, and the reason why I ask is just because sometimes we can think that we have everything so planned out, and unpredictable things do happen. Let's say if you did have children, your children, you know, will have to go off to might go off to college, might get a car. You look at positive things like that, or then you can look at things like unwanted pregnancies, car accidents, and things like that that people really don't think about, that can really challenge a relationship. And just from hearing your answers, because in the beginning it was more of you were so much about work and pleasing work, and now you two have come together, and it just sounds really great that you all are talking about actually communicating and making the decision together, and you even being more open-minded to it, where in the beginning probably if we had asked a question, you probably would have been like, no, because work has already been a problem. Yeah, so I think that's awesome. Yeah.
I agree with you. Yeah, I do too.
So what's next for the two of you? Besides here, family, anything else on the horizon?
I think just really planning more for us time, because we kind of wait till like moments get bad. So I think if we just kind of try, or at least make an effort, I won't say it'll happen, but just try to make more effort to plan us time and really plan ahead so that we can say, okay, on this date, let's do this. You know, and I think that'll just keep stuff fresh when we get stressed out. So
I really want her to be more adventurous. I was really proud of you when you went ziplining. So hopefully more of that.
okay.
So just in a nutshell, while we wrap everything up, I want y'all to do a few things for us. I want y'all to state what the problem was when you came into therapy, what you've pretty much done to, work toward it, and what you're going to do to continue to work toward whatever the solution was of it.
I honestly forgot what it was.
Well, we came in because I felt as though you didn't really trust me because you
Yeah.
thought I was cheating
Yeah.
because I was checking emails late at night and thought I was a little bit more flirtatious than I should have been. And then later on we talked about opening up the lines of communication and maybe changing to where I wouldn't what did I say I wouldn't do? I wouldn't really check my emails late at night.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said 7, but now I don't even really check it unless I'm at work. So
Yeah, and I think it was hard for me to like just on the spot say what the problem was because like we said, it's not that serious now.
Mm-hmm.
So it was kind of hard to go back and even say put it as a problem. But I mean, yeah. But let's not go back to those days. I don't even want to go back. But I mean, I think that pretty much was everything. It was just a lack of trust and poor communication, and just really being open and communicating with each other has been like the biggest change. So.
yeah, I definitely agree.
Okay, wonderful.
Good. Both of y'all are agreeing on the same thing, so I can see that you all have made great progress. Do you think that counseling has really helped you get to the point where?
Oh
Yes.
yeah, we could have
Definitely.
we could have not done this by ourselves. So
Right.
I think that's something we might even consider in the future if needed. But yeah, it's definitely helpful.
Now, Alex, I think in like our first or second session, I asked the question of what do you see the strengths are in your partner? And I asked you 2 interesting things about yourself, and you couldn't answer those. Could you answer that now? What are some interesting things about you?
I think I'm very creative. So just doing little romantic things like when you gave us the assignment and sticky notes, I think just being able to put together little poems or just something, I'm not adventurous, but I will do like little cute picnics. So I think my creativity kind of keeps the spark going. Also, we do karaoke because I know she mentioned I have a good singing voice. So I mean, I would say that's interesting. We do karaoke for fun. And something that I like about her, she's very inspiring. She's really motivating, and that's something that I didn't really notice before because I didn't think she paid me any attention. She's just kind-hearted. She's hardworking. Before I kind of looked at her work as like just kind of selfish, but she's very hardworking, and she's got us like a lot of the nice things. And so I'm grateful that her hard work has really allowed us to like live how we want to live. So.
Awesome. I told you I was going to come back to it.
Yeah, that was easy at that time to say. So.
Good. Well, do you all have anything you would like to ask us before we end this session?
Just thank you. I
Right,
mean,
definitely.
it's been tough, but I'm glad we stuck with it. It's been times I didn't want to come, to be honest, but I'm glad we continue to come. So
Thank you. We appreciate
And
it.
just remember, we're always a phone call away if you ever need to talk about anything. Like I said, with bringing children into the mix, things might change. And we want to make sure that you all stay strong in your commitment to one another and in your relationship with one another. So we're always here if you ever need to talk, if you ever just want to come in and just, even individually, if you ever need any just to get away, we're always here. And there's nothing wrong with that. Not saying that you've been defeated or that the issues are overwhelming you, but sometimes it's just good just to get that touch up, to get refined a little bit.
I agree with you. Okay.
Any questions for us?
No. Yes, thank you so much.
You
It was
have
nice
a great
meeting you.
life.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.